Good evening. We're waiting for just now, for permissions for me to share my screen. So I had to get in touch with Richard Onanda, and then he's now given me permission to share this. So we can now start, all right? I think it's a Sunday evening, so it's not so evident that someone is at the office. But anyway, we are online now. So school has asked me to run a short webinar on what we do on advanced performance management on this course at MAT Abacus. All right, so let's get started on this. And this is being recorded as well. Okay, so my name, some of you may have been in my PM class. You may know me. Okay, so my name is Ashad, or you can call me Adam. Yeah, so you can see here, Ashad Adam. Okay, I'm an FCCA, and I've been teaching mostly management accounting for the past since 1995. So it's been like 30 years. Yeah, so this is like 30, going to be the 31st year. And for MAT Abacus, it's been since 2007. So this is 19 years now. And basically just doing two papers. In between, I help a bit on FM and other papers, but my main papers are PM and APM. Okay, so these are the two papers. The APM paper is taken as an optional paper. Now, so this is an optional out of 4 optional papers. So you got APM, AFM, you got advanced taxation, and AAA, advanced auditing. Okay, and you only have to do 2 of these. The 2 more, or the 2 least, or the 3 least popular are APM, UK advanced tax, because some jurisdictions, advanced taxation is not so difficult, but the UK advanced tax is a bit difficult. So we rarely have students in Uganda doing it. So we don't provide the course for, that's been for the past 15, 18 years. And auditing. So basically if you attend classes with us, we offer you 3 choices. Either you do APM or AFM or auditing. And the tendency is AFM has a higher pass rate of these 3. So majority of you do AFM. A second choice is APM. So if you're working for an audit firm, they probably will not ask you to do APM. They'll ask you to do the audit paper. On the other hand, if you aspire towards consultancy in the future, APM is better aligned with AFM for that kind of career. Generally, if you do audit, unless you really like audit, you tend to be in an audit environment, in an audit firm. Now, for you to do APM, you need to either do SBL, Strategic Business Leader, before you do APM or at the same time. The arrow shows to you that it is considered both are strategic papers. So that's why they are at the same level. The difference is SBL is compulsory, while APM is an option, like I explained just now. APM tends to be one of has a low pass rate. So for those who are interested to do it, many of you hesitate. You tend to ask your friends who have attempted it, say, oh no, it's difficult, don't do it, and all this kind of thing. In actual fact, APM is not as difficult as people say it is. Obviously, you say, well, you're the lecturer, that's why you're going to say that. Yes and no. I will never say an ACCA exam, whether it is performance management, the lower level PM or FM or AFM, etc. I will never say that these exams are easy, because they're not easy. If you have reached this level where you're registering for APM or you're interested to attend APM, means you have done enough on ACCA to know that each and every one of these exams is challenging. Yeah, it's challenging. Just that sometimes there are certain things that you take to it better or easier or faster. It doesn't make the exam easier. You take to it easier. Some people, they take to accounting faster. Some people, they take to financial management faster. It's just your personality, the way you are, so that can help you maybe do better. Okay. There's a lot of echoes. Okay, I think I have to. Let me see whether I turn off this AC that I have here. Okay, so hopefully that's better now. Okay. No, you let me know if it's better. All right. Okay. So APM, therefore, is challenging, just like any other ACCA exam. And what will happen here is that, as usual, you need the background. And this is why I'm showing you. Now, more than 50% of your basic knowledge for APM is from performance management. Here, there's a technical issue. Most of you have passed performance management more than a year ago. And this is where you see the first major problem comes. Some have passed it 2 years ago, and for some, maybe even 3 years ago. So you come into APM with a weakness that you may have mostly forgotten what you have learned on PM. And that is going to undermine your ability to answer the easier calculation questions. Because on APM, there's not a lot of calculations. There's like 15% of the marks are calculations. The calculations tend to be most of the time easier than what you learn on PM. Easier, yes, easier. This is not like AFM, where the calculations are more difficult than FM. No. There's only 15% calculation, 1-5. So if you don't like calculations, you may like this exam, except that those 15% calculations are so important that you score on those 15% simply because they are the easy marks. And so you still need to know what you've studied on performance management. And because there's a gap between when you studied, when you passed PM and you're doing APM, many students do not go back to revise their PM. And as a result, they can't get the 15 easy marks, the calculation. Additionally, because let's say there's a discussion which involves technical knowledge of, let's say, activity-based costing, because you can't remember activity-based costing, you can't really get involved and answer the element of the technical discussion at an advanced level. The discussion is at an advanced level. The calculation is at a simple level. So this can be easily resolved by the student themselves reviewing what they have done in performance management. And there are articles which I will show you, and I'll upload it in the LMS, which will tell you which are the topics. Now, during class, you will see that we will review some of these topics. Yeah, but if you could do some of the review on your own, rather than just wait for the class to review, you will have a much easier, you will get yourself into APM with less difficulty. Yeah, of course, we will do the revision at some point in time, but the syllabus is big. So you may find that a particular revision, let's say on activity-based costing, happens after the 6th lecture or after the 7th lecture to align with the syllabus. It's a big syllabus. The other top one that you need to know, I would say 20 to 25% of this paper is drawn at the strategic level. So you need to know your strategic business leader syllabus. So you either do it at the same time or you study SBL before you do APM. Many students do it at the same time, which is fine. If you have done it before, it's also very good, yeah? Because one of the main areas of the syllabus is that it has a major strategic portion. To explain to you, you see there, APM current syllabus sections, the first section A is strategic planning and control. How to use strategic planning and control models to plan and monitor organizational performance. That's section A of the syllabus. Then you go on to identify and evaluate design features of effective performance management information and monitoring. This is mostly about information systems. How to use information systems. Yeah. Part of it you studied in PM also. Yeah. And part of it we review here and we add to it. And then apply strategic performance measurement techniques appropriately. So when you're at a high level, we don't tell you what to apply. You got to decide what is the best to apply. If you think we should use activity-based costing, well, fine, you apply it. But you have to know why you think it's useful. So the word appropriate is a very important word at this level. Because at this level, the difference between a PM exam and an APM exam, in PM we say use activity-based costing to answer this scenario, this situation. In APM, we don't tell you. We just give you the question, we just tell you evaluate. The word evaluate is the most important question on this page. So evaluate means you look at the situation, you gauge, you evaluate what is the situation, and you gauge what would be the tool, which is appropriate measurement tool that you can use to look at organizational performance. And then you advise clients and senior management on strategic business performance evaluation. So you need two main areas heavily. Yeah, you need your performance management knowledge, you need strategic business leader knowledge. These two basically gives you more than 50% of the knowledge that you need for APM. So then I will come and say, so APM is not difficult. So you say, why? Because around 70% of the syllabus you've covered before. The strategic part you've covered before. Let me show you the syllabus in more details. Yeah, this is the syllabus. Yeah. Okay, so this is the syllabus, just to give you a little bit of an idea in more details. Yeah. For example, yeah. What is corporate objectives, setting corporate objectives? SWOT, BEST, BCG, balanced scorecard, 5 forces. You've either done any of these in your SBL, or balanced scorecard can be in SBL, is also in PM. You see? You will look at budgeting models such as flexible budgeting, fixed budgeting, rolling budgeting, activity-based, zero-based, incremental budgeting we've done in PM. Now, as you go through, if you want to look into details, I've uploaded it in the LMS, you'll find that, oh, a lot of these are what I have studied before. And this makes APM, to this extent, easier, because the additional knowledge that you really need is only around 30% of the syllabus. Only 30% of the syllabus is really new knowledge. 70% is old knowledge. Except that when we do APM, the difference is when you come for PM, there is no strategy yet. And when you do advanced performance management, you do performance management at a strategic level. That's the difference. So when you say performance management and advanced performance management, the other word you can use here, instead of using the word advanced, you use the word strategic. That's it. So what is is that I need to know my performance management. And when I apply it at APM, I still can apply at operational or tactical performance management, but I can also apply it at strategic level. So the additional is to look at, for example, a situation from both a tactical operational perspective, but also a strategic perspective. That's where the paper is kind of aimed to be. Yeah, and of course, because it is a strategic paper, it is aimed to be at a master's level paper. And I've said to you here, down here, we will revise some of these PMMA topics, but at the same time as we cover the syllabus, because as you can see, the syllabus is quite large. The exam format is similar to across the board on all these optional papers, whether it is AFM, APM, etc. You got one big case study of 50 marks. And the answer for this is in report answer format. And here you have 40 technical marks to gain and 10 professional skills marks. All those, if you have done AFM or in AAA, they all have the same professional skills marks, including on your SBL. Then in section B, you have 2 scenario-based questions. Each one is worth 25 marks. Again, you have professional skills 5 and technical marks 20. Technical means the core knowledge. Your time allowed is currently, it could change in the future, it's 3 hours, 15 minutes. The 15 minutes is mainly for reading, but nowadays, since it's on computer based, if you decide to start answering directly, no one is going to stop you. Yeah, so you can do that, but obviously you have to read the case. The exam delivery is computer-based. All ACCA exams are computer-based, and all questions are compulsory. And as usual, if you get 50 and above, you pass. Yeah, I don't think you have a problem with that. This is more for when I first introduced PM. Some of them are completely new to ACCA because they got exemptions. Then this is like, but you know about this, so I don't have to waste time on this. Now, this is a little bit, maybe it's a bit premature today, so I'll go through that a bit quickly. Yeah, just to give you a flavor, yeah, of, the style of the questions that come out. In section A of the exam, in other words, the 50 marks question, is going to include elements from syllabus section A, B, and C. Strategy, effective performance management design, and suggest or advise on appropriate techniques of performance measurement. These 3 can be combined to form one question or 2 of these, or a little bit of all 3, is likely to include the organization's mission statement, which you've studied in SBL, and strategic objectives, and candidates will be expected to be able to assess. This is very interesting. This paper, you evaluate, you assess, you're a consultant. And this is why I say if you want to be in consulting, you want to be in top management, this is really very useful. Yeah, you are looking at scenarios, you're doing an assessment. Like a consultant, it doesn't have to be an external consultant, it can be an internal consultant, so that you can then look at the methods, the techniques, the systems, the information systems, the costing systems, the way they're looking at performance, methods of measuring performance, by which the organization is trying to control, to manage, to measure performance in order to achieve its strategic objectives. So when you are going to advise, you have to consider the strategic objectives. You don't just say, oh yeah, we need to reduce costs. That is a PM answer. But if you say, no, given that our main strategy is to be a cost leader, we need to consider that in line of our main strategic objective of becoming a cost leader, we have to maintain our costs at a low level. Then you can see you're answering from a strategic perspective. This assessment could include an evaluation of the organization's performance report, You can be asked to evaluate information systems, strategies which lead to performance, projects, performance management, and measurement systems. So this is what your first question is about. And in this first question, you must realize that you will be expected to undertake calculations, draw comparison against relevant information where appropriate, and be prepared to offer alternative recommendations. Sometimes the examiner writes the case and gives you a certain direction where it is going, where they are suggesting. You don't have to agree, or you can agree, but you can offer alternative recommendations. So section A is a big 50 marks question. Section B, you get two 25 marks question. And one of the two questions will come from syllabus section D, which is the syllabus section, advice, clients, and senior management. Yeah. And the other one can come from any area. Okay. So you can see the syllabus is very well examined during the exam. Now, professional skills, you may have seen it on other papers, unless this is the first time you're doing a professional exam. We have 4 professional skills: communication, analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. Over the whole exam, we have 20 marks. 10 for question 1, 5 for question 2, and 5 for question 3. All right. Only the 50 marks question in section A has all 4 professional skills that are being examined. But each of the 25 marks questions, they don't have communication. Communication will not be for section B questions. So section B question, you only have 3 skills: analysis and evaluations, 3 professional skills, skepticism, and then commercial acumen. Now, so this is what APM is. Yeah. It's a bit daunting, but like I said to you, yeah, the fact that people say it's difficult is not true. It's difficult because you don't remember your PM. You haven't revised your PM. That's why it's difficult. It's difficult because the nature of the exam, yeah, is that you have to give, you're a consultant. You have to offer advice. You have to offer recommendations. Yeah. And many of us are hesitant. You're not used, some of you, to give advice. You tend to be like, okay, I'm not very sure. But the only way to resolve this is like every single exam you've done before in ACCA is practice. The more questions you practice, you gain confidence. And as you gain confidence, you don't have to hesitate. Oh, I will recommend this, and I will recommend that, and I'll say why I'm recommending. Once you get into it, there we go. So the second problem generally that happens on this exam is that students do not practice questions. They just don't. Because 50 marks, and even 25 marks. And a lot of it is in writing. You have to practice in writing. So you think you cannot do. So because of these 2 main reasons, people don't like this exam. People feel it's difficult. If you can, I will revise a little bit, but you also have to do a revision. If you can revise your PM, and if you can practice questions, and I'll encourage you, you will see as I will explain the next one. If you can get over these 2, then you're set. It doesn't mean 100% you will pass, but you're set. You're motivated. You have the right frame of mind. You have put yourself into a position. Then you are ready to answer, to get to a level where you will pass. And I will then teach you even how to write, technique how to write, for specifically written for APM, specifically for APM. But unless you want to close the gap of your gap between when you studied PM and APM, and secondly, unless you know what happens on this paper is that many of you are working already at a certain level in your organization. It's not today. I've been teaching in Uganda and around the world from 2007 in Uganda, from 1995 in different parts of the world. a lot of people who come on this paper have already reached a certain level in their career. You're busy. You have so much work at the office. You can't find time to practice questions. But you know, if you have passed so many exams until today, it's because you did practice those questions and then you went to exam and you got through. 50 marks is enough. But many of you have reached a certain level where you don't have that time now. Unfortunately, you will have to find a way to get the time to do this. I will try to encourage you. I'll give you some homework. I'm coming to this now. Okay. So we at MAT Abacus Business School, we have a learning management system, which is an online system. I show you. Okay. So this is our MAT Abacus Business School. When you register, those who have been attending courses with us, you know this. We give you access to this LMS. You have your email, you have your password. You can log in. For my courses, I will basically put and run the course, data, files, tests, assignments. It's here. So as soon as you register, you access. This is already, I would say at this stage, it's 80% ready, this LMS. So you have all the initial thing for you to start. So if you're already registered for the course, access the LMS, and you can see already I've put here our first class is on 9 February. This is the syllabus I was referring to just now. It's already uploaded here. This is the syllabus, so you can download it. Yeah, you can download it. I don't stop you. And this is the course notes and materials. This is my notes that I give to you. The school will give you, yeah, access to the BPP ebook. So you also have that. This is from us. MAT Abacus, we give you the BPP ebook and we give you access to the LMS. The LMS for APM, I will manage 90% of it. 90% of it I manage. Yeah. 10% is under the school. Yeah. Manage in the sense of I put the data there. Yeah. So for example, these notes are from many years of teaching. You come here, you open the link, and then you open and there you go. So this is your first notes part one. You can download it to your computer, no problem. It's my notes. This is still my notes, yeah. But you have access to use it, so please don't forget that these notes are for your personal use, should not be distributed in any form whatsoever. Now, this is my notes I give you to use, but I allow you to download it to your computer. Yeah. Then the initial few questions we will work through in class when we first start the first few lectures so that you don't have to go and look for it. So I already posted it here. Then the articles, see one of the articles you need to read before you come to class, which is moving up. So there are 6 articles. There are other articles you should access. But what has happened in the past is when I ask students to access articles, they don't. So what I've done is I've uploaded the articles here. Some articles I've extracted myself and put in my notes because they're more important. Yeah. So for example, moving up from PM to APM, you open the link. Yeah. You can download it. You can see here it is. You can download it and then you can open it. And it will tell you what you need to learn, what topics you need to add. So this is the first article you read. What are the areas in PM that you need to study, yeah, to revise, yeah. Because we are starting, I've already uploaded notes part 1, notes part 2, notes part 3. So anytime, if you're registered, you can download to your computer and you can start reading. Of course, you start with part 1, okay? Ask your questions, okay? These ones, because they are the same as the previous LMS that we run for December 25. So when the office, this is not the office guys, when the IT guys move it here, it's gone, it's lost somewhere. So over the next few days, I'm going to re-upload these. So only the shell is there now. So I'll re-upload these was the next by tomorrow, by Tuesday. Yeah. So initially now you just download the notes, but this will be ready within the next 2-3 days. I will upload everything. And this is an example of APM. We will start on 9 February at 6:15. The first 8 lectures, I'm going to travel and reach Kampala on the 8th. And so we will start on the 9th. I'll be there. So the 9th February, the class will be on campus physically and also online. Okay? So, and okay, let's get back to this first. Okay, so you also have access. So this is from ACCA now. So this is what we do for you. I'll come back to our LMS. Yeah. ACCA will also provide you access, which many of you know, to their study hub. So you can go to their study hub and see the questions they have posted and try to practice the questions. But now always remember that for a paper like APM, it's already a very big paper, a very big syllabus. We really give you the BPP ebook, we give you the LMS. And I also, it's from ACCA, I also give you all the past year exams. Yeah, all the past year exams and answers are here. So to this end, the study hub could be information that will be too much for you. Yeah, because then you say, okay, what do I follow? Okay, for example, you read my notes and they're already summarized to a certain extent as to what is important over many years of teaching in relation to exam. And then you say, okay, I did not understand a certain area very well, even after attending the lecture. So what I do is I go to the ebook. I make reference to read more. So the ebook itself is more as a reference book for us because I give you notes. You know, you understand what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to help you manage your time by giving you my notes. So what happens with the ebook is if you have difficulty in understanding a topic, you go to the ebook to have additional reading. That should be enough because you won't have time to do more. So the study hub at this level, at the lower level, there's a lot of short questions I ask them to practice. At our level, maybe it's a bit redundant. On the other hand, the ACCA practice platform is very important because that's where all the past year questions are. You might say, oh yeah, but you also give us the past year questions. I do. But you see, the one that you get here is on the practice platform. It's in the format that it comes in the exam. Because obviously you get access to the software that ACCA uses to give you the format as to how it comes in the exam. Yeah, you also get the answers as well. Yeah, and every 3 months, ACCA posts a mock exam, which you can always try. Yeah, so you have to manage all these resources. One of the problems you have today is we have too many resources. Not like those days when we don't have all these resources. Students have less resources. It's actually better sometimes. Yeah, so they tend to follow what we give them. But now they have a lot of resources. They tend to get lost with too many resources. So that's why I'm guiding you on that. Right, so again, what do you get on the LMS? The LMS at MAT Abacus, you get the notes, my notes. You get past year question and answers you can download to your computer. You get the syllabus I've shown to you. You get classwork questions that I will ask you to do. These are all past year questions, don't worry. We don't do anything but past year questions on my teaching. You will get the articles, which I've shown you just now. And you will see we have 16 sessions. All sessions are online, but the first 8 are physical as well. So the idea is I will be able to come down to Kampala in February. So the first 8 lectures, I am on campus. Physically, I'm there. Of course, you can also follow online. It's very nice if you can come physically to class. Yeah. But the remaining 8, yeah, if you can't come physically, but make sure you attend the live online session. So while I'm in Kampala, you can attend on campus, you can attend online. I would advise come in physically. Yeah. And then the remaining 8 lectures, which start at the end of March and goes until around, oh, I think I got the date wrong here. I'll have to, I think Saturdays. This should be 12th of April, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Let me see. So Sunday, 12 April. Yeah, so those sessions, the last 8 sessions are purely online, Again, it doesn't mean when it's online that, you can just wait and attend later. Please attend, live. What happens at the end of every class, and this is what I'm showing to you now. Yeah, I will put all the classwork that we have done in spreadsheet and in PDF format. If I draw diagram, then I put it in PDF. This is what we do in class. So the work we do in class in spreadsheet, we have to use spreadsheet because in the exam you're using computer and calculations have to be done on spreadsheet. Yeah, okay, to be presented. And PDF format will be where I have to write. Then I will PDF what I write. And what happens is I upload all of that on the LMS. So this is for you as a backup. Let's say we were explaining something and you missed it. Yeah. Or what was it that he wrote? What was it that he calculated? No problem. No problem. You come here. Let's say lecture 3. I give you an example. Yeah. You say this is from the previous session. So I've left it. It's empty. It's just a shell, just to give you an idea. Yeah. Afterwards, this will be erased. And when we do the lecture 3, I'll upload the work file. This is an Excel file. So whatever we have done in Excel file, whatever I've typed in class, we've discussed, it's there. So if you miss something, it's there. You don't have to worry. So you can focus on the learning in class. You get maximum bump for your attendance. You don't have to think, oh, I have to write down so fast. No, it's there. I'll upload it for you. This is a facility I give you and the school gives you. Even whatever I draw or handwritten on blank pages, I'll save it as a PDF. I will upload it. All right. Additionally, you will also have the recording of the class, online video recording for each APM class. Yeah. Online means you only can access it at the LMS. You cannot download this one. This classwork file you can download. This handwritten file you can download. Past year papers I put here you can download. My notes you can download. But the video you can't download. The video you have to come to the LMS and you play it from the LMS. The video, however, will only be available 1 day later. So if we have today class 1st February, immediately after class, it is not available because this recording, this is being recorded now. It is saved to the cloud, yeah, which is in the US, the cloud for Zoom. Yeah, so we can only access it a few hours later. And so what this team will do, this is not my responsibility. This is the IT team of MAT Abacus, what they will do. The next day, they will upload the link. So this will be a link. There's a link here. So you come to the LMS, you click, and it will open up and it will start playing. If the class is 2.5 hours, it will play for 2.5 hours. Okay? Right. So everything we do in class will be available to you through the LMS. Now, this can mean 2 things. One is some students say, all right, so I don't have to worry about attending the live class. It's all available there. This, we make it available to you to help you in case you have to look back. You missed something during class. You attended, you missed something. You attended, you missed an explanation. You go back and look at the, spreadsheet file for the class. And you feel like, all right, I can see, but I still don't understand. Or I look back at the drawing what the lecturer wrote by hand, and I still don't get it. It's normal, yeah? So you then play the recording. So this took place around 1 hour during the class, at the end of 1 hour. So you go to that at the end of 1 hour, you watch that recording. At the same time, you open the two files, then you can get it's like the lecture being played back at that point again with you. But you attended it already, so it's easy to get it back. That's why I recommend that you attend the lecture, physically or online, live first. Then you use it as your backup, the recording here. However, if somehow, many of you at your level now, you have a lot of responsibility. If you miss a class, it happens because of professional commitment. Family situations. Life is not simple. Yeah, there's so many things that can happen. So then this becomes also a way for you to re-attend the class. But it will be passive in the sense that you can't ask me questions during a class that has already been recorded. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So, but it's still good enough. Yeah. So we make all of this available to you. Yeah. So you can see everything is made as easy as possible for you. Let me get back there because otherwise it will take too long. Now, additionally, remember I was saying to you that one of the biggest problems is you don't practice. So as a lecturer, what I will do is, especially in the beginning, from the second, third, fourth, I will start some questions, ask your questions. We'll start, let's say, part B, let's say. And part B has 3 parts. The first 2 parts I do with you in class. Then the third part, I tell you, okay, this is your homework. Now, there'll be 2 types of homework. One, you have to submit to me. You email me, you do. It won't be long, 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, because I know you're working, you're busy, but I want to get you so that I can advise you on the style of writing. Because if you want to pass APM, there is a way you write your answers, which is effective and can get you marks more easily, and there's a way that is ineffective, obviously. So I will try to inculcate this. But this is where, when my hand do like this, it doesn't help. But when your hand do like this, it helps now. Yeah. So you got. In the past, I used to ask students, okay, you do 125 marks question for me. We've done one. Is another one similar? No one. I asked them why you don't do. We don't have to. Okay, fine. I passed my exams. Yeah. You still have to pass your exam. So somehow you have to find time, but never mind. I help you. So I said, never mind. Let's do part B. Part B has 3 elements. I do the first one. I do the second one together with you in class. Then you do the third one. You email me. I give you my comments. I give you my feedback. I mark for you. And then we discuss it in class. Yeah, it will be very short. 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs. Takes you 5 minutes to write. Yeah, that is what I will do, but you have to do. Of course, there will be some I will tell you, okay, there's a calculation here. Do it for next class. That one you don't need to send to me. But if you do it, when you come next class, you'll be able to follow the next class. That's normal. Additionally, we'll set up 1 mid-semester assignment and 1 computer-based exam. You can see it's already there, but you don't have access to it yet. And this is why the LMS is very good. I can plan the whole thing. Yeah. So for example, once we finish the first 8 lectures, there's a mid-semester assignment. This will be starting on 23rd February. So you won't have access to it until we have finished the first 8 lectures. Then you have access to it. And again, it's computer-based. Of course, it doesn't use the software that ACCA has. We use our own LMS software because ACCA software we can't access. Yeah, so you can use. But of course, if you want to see the ACCA format, you go to the practice platform of ACCA. This is for me. Then I will mark this one and feed back to you, each one of you individually. Of course, again, only if you do. If you don't do, there's nothing I can do. At the end of all the lectures, we'll have a mock exam, all online on this LMS system. You upload your answers here. I mark for you. I feed back to you. And then we discuss it. I mean, I will feed back to you in writing. And then if you attend the revision class, then I will also discuss this mock exam with you during the revision class. We debrief it during the revision class. Even the assignment, we will debrief during revision class. Yeah. If you don't attend revision class, anyway, you will receive a marked answer with my comments. All right. Okay. So this is what we do. Okay. So you know our LMS, you know what is APM. So just to wrap up a little bit, summarize. So when you want to come to class, before you come to class, download the lecturer's notes, which are already available for download on the LMS. Try to read before the class. It is a good idea if you print your own copy. You know, don't try to read on your phone. Yeah, it's not a very good idea. Your eyes will be damaged in the long term because it's quite small. Print a copy and then you refer. You can make notes when I explain to you. We will use past year questions to illustrate topics taught as usual. So please download from the APM page of the LMS. I'll tell you which question, which paper. So you can just print it directly for that particular question. We will do brief PM, MA topic revision. This is for very, very important areas that tend to feed into the exam. So as we get along, we will do that. You're strongly advised to attend all class sessions live, either physical sessions, by attending at MAT Abacus campus, the first 8, or online via Zoom. The first 8 also you can attend online, not to worry. But the first 8, I will be in Kampala, so you can come to class as well, which is nice because then we can have a good discussion. When you're online, many of you will not participate in the discussion, but when you're in class, yeah, you tend to participate better. While class recordings will be made available, we will make it available the next day, one day later. They should be used mostly as backup, which I've explained earlier to you. Now remember that the exam, the syllabus is very long. Although around 70% you have seen before, but you haven't seen it from the perspective maybe of strategic performance management. That's why we have to relook at many topics. So consistent coverage is important. That's where attendance is important, reading the notes is important. It is not possible to predict topics that will appear in the exam because the exam is computer-based. So only if you have a good coverage, you have practiced enough questions, you will be able to do it. This applies to every single exam. Yeah. You have to remember now, when we have computer-based exam, yeah, Calvin could be going to the exam and he's sitting in the center, potentially at MAT Abacus campus. And his question number 1 is different from the one that Donald is seeing. They are in the same room. They're sitting in the same APM exam in June 2026. But question 1 that Calvin is seeing on his computer is different from the question 1 that Eric is seeing, that John is seeing. So for each an exam, they have 2 to 3 question 1s they have prepared. Not everybody sees the same question 1. They have 6 25 marks question 4. So not everybody sees the same 2 questions. Of course, when you come out, it could be that Eric and Laura have seen the same question 1. Yeah, but it may not be. So as a result, there's no point predicting. Those days are gone when the paper was paper-based. Only one question 1 appears the whole world. Now no more. So you can't predict. So the only way to get through any ACCA exam now is to have a very good coverage of the syllabus and very good examination practice. So exam question practice, in addition, not just practice the question from the exam, but also practice it nearer to the exam. You practice based on time. Because another problem, the third problem, is many students, they don't finish the exam. And you see a lot of students scoring 45, 46, which means the knowledge is good, but they did not have enough time to cross 50, to reach 50. If ACCA had given them 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 45 minutes, they'll score 52, 53. So a lot of times you see students are not passing, especially those score above 40. They're not passing not because they don't know. They're not passing because they did not have enough time. That means they did not do enough time practice. Yeah. Again, all of these we will try to work, and I'll give you ideas how to save time as well. Yeah, during exam. So my best advice is, if you have registered for APM, please don't miss classes, whether you attend online or physical, but don't miss live classes as far as possible. So keep the video as a backup. Do your homework when I ask you to do. They're never too long, they're never too many. Attempt the mid-semester assignment and the mock exam so that I can give you more feedback, because when the marker gives you feedback, you start saying, oh, I don't want you to write like this. You're not telling me the reason. So you start saying, oh, I thought I've covered it. But then when the marker tells you, yes, theoretically you have covered it, but you haven't answered the question from the perspective of the case. Then you start thinking, oh yeah. And then you improve. So this feedback that I give you from the homework that you do, that you submit, from the homework you do that you don't submit also, we will do in class, so you still get an understanding, because you do. When you do and you do it not well, you learn better, because you learn from your mistakes. If you never do, you come to class, the lecturer will do. Lecturer has no choice. Lecturer has to carry on, has to cover the syllabus. You see, when the lecturer do, yeah, it sounds nice, it's good, it's easy. When you do, not the same, not the same. So until you put your pen to paper, until you type on the computer and do yourself, you don't know how good you are or how weak you are. It's better to be weak while doing the homework. No need to feel shy. I'm your lecturer. I'm not someone who is judging you for doing it right or wrong. I'm not there. This is what we do during exam. Exam, we judge you, oh, wrong, no, oh, not proper, oh, we give 40. That is it during exam. Now, even if I give you marks when you do homework or assignment, I'm working in partnership with you to help you. MAT Abacus does not pay me to mark your homework, does not pay me to spend time to set up the assignment and mark the assignment and the mock. I don't get paid for that. I only get paid to lecture you. Yeah. But I do it because I'm your lecturer. If I don't do it, who will do it? So if you don't do better for me, why better for me? Then I have less to mark. Why you want me to be wasting my time marking for nothing? Yeah. But if you do, I do, then we all progress, especially you make the progress. Read your class notes before and also after class to see whether you have understood what we have explained. Whatever questions we do in class, later on, you try to redo by yourself. And then, of course, you need to practice more past year questions. That's why on the LMS, I put all the past year questions. You just have to download them together with the answers. Yeah, I just have to update it. So you just give me 1 or 2 days, I will update. It's quite a lot of questions to update here. Yeah. Okay. So that's basically your APM. This is how we run the APM at MAT Abacus. Yeah. And I also run APM in different parts of the world. Yeah. And like I said to you, if I still teach in Uganda after 18 years, this is the 19th year, it's because my students in Uganda are good students. Many places I've been and taught, and you can see the students, they don't want to study, they don't want to make an effort. After a few years, I tell, you know what, I don't want to go there. So there are a few places I still go, like Vietnam, like Uganda. I still come after many years. Vietnam from 2001, I've been going. Uganda from 2007, because the people, the students, they want to study. Yeah, like I said, if my hand move like that, it makes no sound. Takes two to clap. But in Uganda and in certain parts of the world, other parts of the world, students are willing to study. They want, they come to class, they study even online, and we get results. Both the school here, Vietnam, where I teach, or platinum school. Platinum school means our results are above the global average. That is something which is good, you know. So you have to maintain this, you know, not only for your own self. By you doing your part, by you passing the exam, you're not helping yourself in your career only. You're helping the country. You're helping us maintain our status for the future students. Just like maybe your boss came to MAT Abacus and they passed today, their partners, you have Auditor General, Accountant General of Uganda, all were sitting in the room there. Today they have reached position. Around the world, we have Ugandan students who have done ACCA working today in Luxembourg. You got so many of them. But you got to pass the exams. You got to gain the professional experience in working. Then you go there and reach. Yeah. And at the same time, you maintain our standards for Uganda so that we can continue doing this for the future as well. So you don't do only for yourself. You have a responsibility towards the future generations as well, you know. Yeah. As long as I can keep coming, I will come in. I'm coming. Another 2-3 years, I can come maybe. Yeah. After that, other people have to take over. Yeah. All right. That's it from me. Hopefully, you are going to be motivated for this course. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's one of the best courses that you can attend. It will help you a lot in your future career, believe me. Maybe not immediately, after some time. Yeah. Do you have any questions? If you don't want to ask by talking, you can always type in the chat box. Yeah. And I will answer you. No. Then I think that's it for the webinar. And again, for those who are going to attend the class, just a reminder again, yeah, that the class, the first session is going to be on, where it is, where did I put it? There it is. On 9th, we have 3 classes in a row, yeah? 9th, 10th, and 11th on campus or online. Do I need extra prep? Yes, Calvin. You will need to review. You're welcome, Joe. You need to review the PM, this one, the PM paper. Yeah, you need to review this PM paper. Now, how you do that is very quickly. You just go to the ACCA website and you review the paper there. How you do that? Because if you are given exemption and you're only doing this, that means you have studied this in university before or on your Uganda CPA before. So what you do is you go to the ACCA practice platform. You first download the past year questions, the short questions, the multiple choice, you work on them. As long as you are able to work on them, you look at the answer, you're okay, you can get the answer, you have no problem. Even for those who have done PM. The minute you do an ABC question, you cannot do then you go to revise. That's the easiest way to revise. Yeah, so you got to revise. And then I think the strategy should not be a problem. The strategy we tend to cover in my notes as well. You look at the notes, you'll get the strategy. The third way is to look at the BPP ebook. The ebook, if you have registered already, they will give you access to the BPP ebook. You can always go to the BPP ebook, which normally tends to give you a little bit of revision of previous topics, and you can do this. Yeah, is that okay, Calvin? It was to do a skills paper, level and strategy paper. I have one paper. You're welcome, Calvin. I have one paper left on skills, level 2, but also one. Yes, you can do both at the same time. Nowadays, ACCA, I don't think have any restrictions anymore. Yeah, check with the boys at MAT Abacus there. They will confirm. What I know is that you can do both a skill level paper and a strategy paper at the same time. You can check with the boys at the school or just call ACCA in Uganda there. They will immediately tell you a yes or a no. And what I know is yes, you can do, but I am not on the organizational side, so please check. Please check. Anything else? No? All right. So hope to see you in class. Yeah, on the, what do we say again? Sorry, I'm going back again to that one. On the 9th. On the 9th, I'll see you in class, either online or on campus in Kampala. Yeah. All right. So have a good evening. Yeah, and enjoy the week ahead. I know you're working. Yeah, good week ahead working. And I'll see you the following week on the 9th of February.